Hey everybody, and welcome to Northern Lions' second crack at an oxygen not included colony. Factorial's winding down, or possibly also over, depending on, I don't know, we're gonna have like a meeting about it, so I need something to scratch that survival-y itch. Oxygen not included probably doesn't have enough content to sustain like, you know, 100 episode Let's Play or something like that. I'm wary about saying stuff like that because who knows? You know, Isaac has taught me, if Isaac has taught me anything, I could be playing this game 5 freaking years from now, and this quote will just be used against me for good-natured ribbing. But either way, it doesn't need to have 100 hours, because we got our asses kicked in the first colony, so I figured, you know what? While we're in a little bit of a holding pattern here, why not play some more Oxygen Not Included, and maybe learn a little bit more about keeping a colony going here, and also having a fun time and learning a little bit about the world around us. So let's start here and see what we get. We get a level 7 runner. Cannot cook. Cannot cook, cannot cook. Obviously this cannot stay. But good digging, good strength, good athletics. Stress response, they destroy, vomit. Well, I think we're gonna stick with Fran, and you know, Fran, that's Dan. It's even got haircut and the shirt, you know, perfectly matched here. Mole hands, great for tunneling, but finding gloves is a nightmare. Hi-yo. Okay, we shuffle. Now we got Ernestine, mouth breather, so she consumes more air. She also has mole hands, good at digging, good at medicine, good at athletics, but kind of like she fulfills the same need as Dan does. Melody. Kind of an overall decent member here with a low decor expectation. You know what? You're not Melody. Now you are Robert. I don't know. I'm just picking random names. If you're going to pick anyone from the NLSS crew to have the lowest expectations of decor, who would you think it would be? And then, my brain cannot parse the number of I's and J's together here. It looks like it becomes the Thai language, but I think this is Beijing, who has gastrophobia, so we don't want it. Archibald, biohazard. They get sick a lot, but they have diver's lungs, and they're great at medicine. You know what? Sure. Who's the closest thing to a doctor out of all of us? Ooh, you know what? Let's say we got the little Dan, Robert, and Austin going on here, and then we're gonna embark to the Merry Factory. I owe Dan, or sorry, I owe Rob in particular a great debt of gratitude, because the more I watched him play Oxygen Not Included, the better I understood the game, to be honest with you. And he says as he like completely removes the tutorials here. But either way, so how do you start a new colony? We got a couple of things to worry about. By the way, thank you for the support that you gave the initial series. This is part of the, well, big part of the reason it's been brought back here. And thank you as well for the tips that you've given me that are going to help me out a lot here. So the first thing is, we need to worry about oxygen. It would probably be nice to have a bedroom as well. And we're gonna, unlike the last time, we're actually gonna like tile some stuff up, if that makes sense. So I think we're gonna actually try to make like a functional colony as opposed to just living in the world that, you know, was presented to us here. So these oxalite tubes here are already emitting oxygen. There is water here, but it's a little cumbersome to get to. Oh, that's a really nice reservoir actually. Oxygen, water, copper, more copper, and the cold vacuum of space. So early things I want to research. I want to research whatever gives me the access to the algae terrarium so that we don't have to use power to create oxygen. We do need algae, but we have a decent amount of that around here for now as is. So we are going to put down a research bench, but probably the first thing we want to do is dig, and we'll dig out like a little area like this. We'll dig out a little area like this. And then we'll talk about putting down, well, we should also, you know, get ready to make a ladder, for example. And I guess we can't build it yet. We'll just have them work first. We'll build a ladder that comes up here. And then we'll build a, I guess it could come up here, and then we could tile off the rest of it. But I'll tell you what, do it like that. Tile just requires any raw minerals, I guess. I want to be a little bit more organized this time, now that I have, like, a mild understanding of what I'm doing at the very least. I'm also, like, 1,000,000% going to take on way less duplicants this time, and keep our lives, you know, relatively sane. Because before, it was actually hell. When we got so many duplicants, we didn't even know what to do with it. It made my head spin, dude. We're also going to put down an early storage compactor. And to be honest, we might as well put it up here because we're going to be doing a lot of digging. So once that is built, we will set it to basically put any mineral in it, just so they have a spot that they can put what is essentially garbage and then work from there. All right, 6. So there you go. All right, so our digging is like almost done here. What comes up next? We do need to make a little toilet area. Another thing we need to focus on, by the way, is getting a pneumatic door done. No, it's not pneumatic door. A way to block gas, if possible, so it doesn't rise too much out of our, bathroom area. But we do need to make a bathroom as well. And we'll worry about job prioritization soon. But for now, tell you what, we'll just dig down. Probably, we should do it, fairly deep here. Because we want the bathroom to be low. Although we don't want them to have to go too far to get it. Why do you want your bathroom low, by the way? Because it gives us the opportunity to play with the gaseous mechanics in the game a little bit, if that makes sense. These should be harvested as well, because we will need food sooner rather than later. Is this ready to harvest? No. But basically, contaminated air and CO2 sink because they are heavier than oxygen, or O2 at least. Or more dense. You get the idea. I'm gonna use some scientific shorthand, obviously, because I'm not a scientist. But we want it to be the lowest point in our base, basically, because the poisonous gas will fall down there. It's not necessarily poisonous, but, unbreathable, shall we say. So, what comes next? Bathroom. Bathroom is, very, very important. So, we're gonna dig down, and we're obviously gonna set up, a ladder that goes along with it, and we're going to then dig out little area like this. It might not even necessarily need to be that wide, but we're gonna make it that wide for now. Just in the interest of making this uniform, let's do that as well. All right. And again, I think playing it a little slower, especially once we get into the more complicated section of the game, is gonna be good for us. Pneumatic door. Encloses rooms without blocking the flow of gases or liquids. I mean, we do still want doors. There's no question about that. Just got to figure out how I want to do it. I guess we want to mine out all that as well, but that's fine. So we're going to get the bathroom done here. And once we get the bathroom done, which is in plumbing, requires no piping, must be emptied of contaminated dirt occasionally. Hear me out here. I'm gonna try something a little novel. We'll put the outhouse. Oh, that's not where I wanted it. Put the outhouse down. What if we put... Oh, dig. What if we put, a little pit? Here. Which at least gives us a little bit of time for contaminated air to exist there, if that makes sense. This might seem a little confusing, and in fact might be a little bit unnecessary, but the idea, basically, is that... Oh, they can't breathe down here. That'll change, though. See, the oxygen is coming down here. It's diffusing. My idea here is that we'll build the outhouse. I'm trying to make some incremental improvements on last time we did this. We'll build the outhouse. And then I hope that the outhouse, when people poop in it, they're going to make contaminated air, and the contaminated air is going to come down here. And then, honestly, we can also keep the contaminated dirt, or whatever it's called, contaminated soil in a pit down here so that it's not stored right next to the toilet. So I'm just trying to plan for the future just a little bit here. There's a little bit of recorder going on in the background. She's doing a novel show today. Don't sweat it too much, okay? So yeah, they can't breathe here yet, but they will be able to do so soon in the future. So next thing is just build a storage compactor like so, and then we'll make that storage compactor for dirt only, contaminated dirt. We need a food source, which means we need power. This should only contain whatever is produced by this thing. Must be emptied of contaminated dirt periodically. Can we not, I was going to say I thought we could. Organic, algae, seed, mealwood. I think we did this exact same thing earlier. Sand is a filtration medium. Raw metal? Raw mineral? Cultivable soil? Apparently I'm an idiot. You know what? Put whatever you want to put in there. But try not to die down here. Okay, you're doing a great job, team. All right, so we do need food. You can turn dirt into food. Just ask Applebee's. Hi-yo. Let's make ourselves a little base here. A little room that we could build like a pneumatic door next to. And we're probably going to need another storage compactor. Oh, again, you freaking idiot here. Going to need another storage compactor to store stuff. Otherwise, it gets messy. We're probably being a little too anal about it right now, but I would... You know, why not? A failure to plan is a plan to fail, dude. A failure to plan is a plan to fail. So the other idea is that we then build, like, a pneumatic door here. Oh, the first cycle's done. Yeah, I was gonna say, please don't fall asleep just in this random area here. So, all right, how did day 1 go? Also, excuse me? I've never seen this before. Hatch, idle, overheated. A nocturnal scavenging creature. It will consume any materials within reach that fit into its wide mouth. I do not like that. All right, so we look at our cycle report. We lost about 100 kilograms of oxygen. We lost some calories, and stress is fine. They're not too worried about stress right now. They still have 23,000 kilocalories. I don't like hearing these things. There must have been an update to the game. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be updated on the regular. Today, we got a couple of things to concern ourselves with. One of which is food. Another one is oxygen. So because if I don't do this, it'll drive me crazy. I'm going to tile that up. And obviously, like, sweep that up, please. And honestly, we should probably tile, like, the entirety of the ground. That is at least sand. Maybe it'll raise, maybe it'll raise the decor stats and thus lower stress. But, okay, food is important. So for food... We do need a microbe musher, which needs one more tile upwards. Or maybe it doesn't, actually. But we definitely need power as well. So we'll have a manual generator. And the water is so close to our microbe musher, so this is awesome. Maybe we should make, like, one more room before we make this, just so we can have, like, a semblance of organization. So everybody's eating, that's good. Obviously we need a bedroom as well, but I think I also need a research table first so I can worry a little bit less about oxygen. Dope, dude. This is actually like sort of working. Although the bathroom is unbreathable at the present moment. Could be worse. Alright, so you guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. So far so good. You still got plenty of kilocalories left to go. 21,000. We got a little bit of time. Alright, so dig this all out. Day's going fine. Can't breathe in here? Well, that's what the pneumatic drill's for. Sorry, pneumatic door. Got some extra calories out of that as well, I guess. Okay, there you go. Good job. We're also going to install another pneumatic door. But first, let's plan our base. So, I want water to be easily accessible from the microbe musher. So we can just build a ladder like down here, and that'll make it super easy without us having to pump anything, which is important. So I think we'll put like manual generator here, and then we'll put a tiny battery, or maybe even like 2 tiny batteries next to it, and just get it hooked up as is. Like that. Alright, then we'll save some room for expansion later, but we'll put a pneumatic door here, and then a microbe musher. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Fa 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 fa. And honestly, I'm just gonna put a ration box like right next to it after that. Alright, so I'll give these guys a chance to build this out. Then we'll be able to generate and store some power. I will probably take one more duplicate. I think 4 is a good number. When I got up to 7, things were getting, like, ridiculous. Sick. Okay, we're generating power. And now we can start to think about using the jobs menu, maybe, but... I mean, already this is looking a lot better than it used to. Okay, they do need to dig that out. I think that's okay, though. We're getting oxygen up here, which is nice. Is this ever... Let's go to reports for a sec. Or, sorry, overlays. Oxygen. I'm trying to see, like, is carbon dioxide coming up? Or is oxygen pushing it down? Because right now, it's very breathable up here. There's no real concern, but definitely we want to get these algae terrariums done as soon as possible. So, you know what? I will actually... I think we should just basically put that down right away. So make a an easy research station. We'll put a door and I guess some tiles here, but start by putting this down. You know what? Let's put it down here to save. Let's put it down here. No, let's put it down here. And here's my explanation. Our research station is not going to get much bigger. If we want to build like a bedroom over here, it is going to get bigger. Although the bedroom should probably be at the top so that they don't get trapped in a bad oxygen setup. That's not a bad idea, actually. So, tell you what, we'll put this down. We'll save a little bit of space for a pneumatic door to exist there. I don't know, maybe a battery or something. And then we'll tile it up like so. And of course we need wires. So power, electrical wires, and electrical wires. Beautiful. All right, already looking substantially more organized than our previous colony. I'm happy to see this. So there's a couple of researches that, in my opinion, are extremely important. Wait. We need to do one more thing. Basically build a ladder down and deconstruct this tile right here. Unless we can we build like a pneumatic door sideways? Apparently we can't build a pneumatic door at all, but I thought maybe ladders could go through it. And then I basically want you to make, as of right now, make 3 mush bars a day. So that's going to take a lot of work. And then for you, we're going to do farming research because we want that algae terrarium done as soon as possible. And then, basically you want to fabricate novice research as is necessary. All right, so I think it's extremely important that we get oxygen as soon as possible. So let's go to our jobs menu here and try to make this actually work. So Daniel, he's great at combat, he's great at generating power, he's great at harvesting, sweeping, delivering, and digging. You should do all those. Never compost. Wait, who's good at research? Learning is -2, learning is 0. Okay, Austin, you're going to be our researcher, okay? So your digging is not that good. Is this just like auto? Oh, that's like do nothing, do everything. I see. And Robert, what's your cooking skill? Robert's apparently not great at anything right now. So I'm going to have him cook. Combat, I guess, is secondary right now. Arts. You know what, Robert? That sounds like a you thing right now. Compost. Robert's good at it. Research. Only Austin is going to research. Daniel is never going to... Well, Dan could research as well. Generating power should really just be you. I don't know what I've done here. Harvesting. Sure, why not? I mean, I'm giving Dan, like, a lot of jobs here. So I'll tell you what. Make him never build. He will deliver and dig. I think everybody should deliver and dig. And maybe build. But you know what? Dan deserves a little division of labor. Try to use our RimWorld skills a little bit here and see how this works. All right, so Austin should work pretty much exclusively, or sorry, research pretty much exclusively. We want him to do this for now so he can pick up the algae terrarium research for us that we can then use to make our colony like a little bit less toxic is the idea. Dan's doing a great job generating power. And you know what? We need somebody to make this bedroom setup for us because our day's almost done. They're not going to sleep in a good spot tonight. But by tomorrow, by God, it's possible that they could. So let's build our ladder upwards a little bit. And then we're going to dig outwards a little bit. And this is going to be our bedroom. And I like this because it's actually like very easily extendable. So let me look at the jobs menu and see if I understand this. Digging is the lowest priority. Rob should do it after he cooks and shits, is my philosophy right here. So he's going to cook 3 mush bars. This is the last one. Oh, he can't breathe, so that's a problem. And then he's going to fall asleep in a space with breathable air. Let's look at our Cycle 2 report. We produced 2,000 calories, but we used 2,800, so we lost a little bit. We reduced all stress. And we did use 100 kilos of oxygen. So we still oxygen generation is obviously an issue, but we're working on it. There's a ton of algae over here, so we can use that as is necessary. I wonder if we should have like a ladder that goes like this as well. We're just waiting for these jokers to wake up here, because honestly things are pretty good right now. Rob's made 3 mush bars. To be honest with you, he should make 3 more mush bars. But do it earlier in the day. now that we have water, it's a lot easier for them to get the tools necessary here. I don't know if you do need to manually set it. Excuse me, Daniel. You should never research. Let Austin research. You should really be the one. You should generate power until power's like full or nearly full, and then you should dig. Is my plan anyway. Look, I think we understand water fetching. That should be no issue. Got carbon dioxide. Can we set like, oh, power threshold? Is that, maybe that's what we use to determine like what people are doing at any given moment? Because like, Dan, you really don't need to keep power at 100%. Although I guess it's not going to go down that quickly because we only have 2 things taking power from us right now. So it's not that bad. But these now being at full percent, or 100% means you should not be worrying about that. Good, great job with the delivering and stuff like that, but please, can you actually do some digging here? We're like a third of the way through today. There we go. Drops the sandstone right down to the bottom of the earth. That seems safe. It actually does use a little bit more power than I was expecting. Carbon dioxide slowly creeping, but that's why we're building the bedroom up top, so that people, you know, when they sleep, they are at least well oxygenated. And this is good. Now Rob can do other stuff, because he's produced today's caloric needs. Although in a minute we have one more person, so we might want to consider that. Alright, what comes next? Pneumatic door, and then 3 cots. 4 cots, actually. Just wait till this is done here. Is that... I thought that was saying new person available. Okay, so there's 1, 2... Oh my god, I always click one tile like too far north. Cuts. And then we'll dig out like 1 more cot space. And honestly, we'll probably roll... There we go, new duplicants available. We'll probably roll 4 colonists for the foreseeable future until we're sure that we're at like a good equilibrium or better. So we have someone with great strength. We have someone great at tinkering and learning. And then Cecil, a chef. He's a loud sleeper. I don't want that. Yokel, cannot perform research. So you're just strong. That's not necessarily a bad thing. You're a great learner and a great tinkerer, but you produce more air. Honestly, I think we want Marie. And you know what, Marie? Congratulations. You're Ruka. Is Ruka a particularly good tinkerer? Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that, but I do think he's particularly bright for a cat. And we'll refactor our job menu in just a second here. But first, cot. Good job. All right, so, I mean, it's unbreathable in here right now, or barely breathable, but they're going to work it out. It's not going to take too much longer for the air, because, again, oxygen, it gets pushed up by heavier gases. All right, how close are we on our research tree? 16 out of 20 novice research, pretty good. We're going to lose a little bit calorically today, and that's fine. And are you... Yeah, it's almost breathable up here. Considering it's nighttime, I think that's fine. Let's look at our jobs menu. So Ruka is a great composter and a great researcher. You don't need to generate power. Just research, actually. And then Austin, you're no longer a researcher. You're kind of like a jack of all trades. Sweep, harvest, generate power if necessary. Build, deliver, and dig. I think pretty much everybody's going to do except Daniel. All right, so we're going to lose like 1,000 calories today. I think that's fine. Tomorrow, we'll start setting up build orders for 4 mush bars per day. Good harvest, good harvest. Just want to make sure like this is actually working out here. And once we finish basic farming, which we just did, that's where we're going to start to build algae terrariums. So... if we look at our oxygen overlay, it is getting a little nasty in here right now, so we want to consume algae and carbon dioxide to make oxygen. So we're going to go algae terrarium. What does refinement give us? Compost. Breaks contaminated dirt down into fertilizer. That's right, that's right. We're going to start with oxygen, though. So we're going to go algae terrarium. We're going to place 1, like, here. And I think we should place 1... Well, like, let's focus on priorities. If we produce oxygen here, CO2 will go down, oxygen will come up. If we produce oxygen, maybe like here and here, I think we'll be somewhat happy with that. So let's see how that goes. And no research is selected right now. The next thing we want, I think, is... I mean, I think liquid piping is pretty important, and then we can go up to sanitation, so that we can stop using, what are you doing down here? So we can stop using these outhouses like a bunch of freaking cavemen, basically. Alright, sick. So this should reduce stress here. Let's look at cycle 3 report. We lost 100 kilos of oxygen. We made 800 calories, and stress went way down. So I'm actually, like, really happy with this. But, you know, don't get too cocky, because this is how things went last time. Until, like, episode 5, and then it was hell. But I think that's going to do it for episode 1 of our colony reboot here. I know sometimes people are like, I hate when you reboot this, because it feels like watching it before wasn't necessary. You were watching a practice. This is now us trying to put what we've learned in practice to the test. So hopefully it ends up being something that was worth doing. For now, though, if you enjoyed the episode, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you'd like to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.